Let's look at an example and start computing some probabilities here. Let's consider our Algebra 2 class. There's some blanks here to fill in. So let's think about our Algebra 2 class. In our class, we're actually an even split of 9 boys and 9 girls. So we're going to take 2 boys and 2 girls to be selected at random to represent the class at a math competition. And what we want to do is figure out the probability of a particular pair of maybe one boy and one girl. So let's just take the top of our roster. Let's say, what's the probability that Ryan and Chloe are chosen, just at random, that we would happen to get those top 2 the first boy and the first girl on our roster. Okay, so first thing we want to work through is thinking about here that it doesn't really matter the order that they're picked. So we're going to be using combinations. And what we want to do is think about what are the possible ways that Ryan and Chloe can get picked, and then divide that by the total possible ways of picking 2 boys and 2 girls, right? So we need the possible successes in the numerator and the possible outcomes in the denominator. So I think the possible outcomes is a little bit easier here. So let's do possible outcomes. That'll be our denominator. Well, we know we're going to pick 2 boys out of 9, right? So we want 9 choose 2. That's how many boys we're going to pick. Okay. And we know similarly we're going to pick 2 girls out of 9. So in this case it's going to actually be the same value. So if we were to compute 9C2 in our calculator real quick, menu, probability, combinations, 9, 2, so 36. That means in our group of boys there are 36 ways that we could pick 2 of the boys out of 9. And there are also 36 ways that we could pick 2 of the girls out of the 9 girls. So the total possible outcomes by the counting principle would be the 36 ways that we could pick 2 boys times the 36 ways that we could pick 2 girls, which would be 36 squared, which is 1,296. So in our class, if we were going to pick 2 boys and 2 girls to represent the class at the math competition, there are 1,296 different ways that we could pick 2 boys and 2 girls, where order doesn't matter. There's just a team of 4 people. Okay, so this is the total possible outcomes. That is going to be our denominator, right? We know probability is always possible successes divided by possible outcomes. If we think about successes now, well, we want to think about a success is a team that has Ryan and a team that has Chloe. So if we want a team with Ryan, that means the first boy, I'll say boy 1, is going to be Ryan. There's only one choice. We need Ryan to be on the team. And the second boy is going to be, well, there's 8 guys left after we pick Ryan. So there's 8 different pairs that would have Ryan on the pair of boys. And it doesn't matter whether Ryan gets picked first or second, right? So you can switch that order around. Pick somebody else and then pick Ryan. But there's 8 different ways that we could have a pair of boys from our class with Ryan on that pair. Okay, so there's 8 pairs of boys with Ryan. Okay, and it's kind of a happy coincidence that you guys have the same number of guys and girls, so the exact same logic would apply to Chloe, that we have to have her as our first person, or second, doesn't matter, order doesn't matter here. And we have 8 other options for the other girl. So we have 8 pairs of girls with Chloe. And so if there's 8 ways for Ryan to make it and 8 ways for Chloe to make it, that means that there are 8 times 8, or 64 different ways for Chloe and Ryan to make it. So 64 groups with both Chloe and Ryan. Right? This would be our numerator in our fraction, right? That's the number of possible successes. A success is defined as a team with Ryan and Chloe. So our probability that Ryan and Chloe both make it, if they're being chosen at random, sorry I can't spell your name right any of these times, would be the 64 different ways that Ryan and Chloe both could be selected, divided by the 1,296 different ways that we could pick a team, Okay, so this would be 64 over 1,296. That's the probability that if we select four students, 2 guys and 2 girls, both selected at random, this is the probability that Ryan and Chloe would end up on the team. If we want to reduce that, we can do that. 64 over 1,296 reduces to 4 over 81, which might be a little bit easier for us to sort of digest and think about in our head. We can also always represent probabilities as a decimal, so we could approximate that as 0.049. 3 decimals is plenty when you're approximating a probability, so 0.049. There's about a 5% chance that Ryan and Chloe would both make the team.